Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking into some really compelling true crime sources you shared. Specifically, these chilling accounts from Lazy Masquerade's YouTube video.
Yeah.
4 horrifyingly close calls with real psychopaths. You asked about the psychology behind these really harrowing close calls and maybe more importantly, how you can spot those subtle red flags people often miss. So our goal here is to unpack these stories, these real-life encounters with people showing some deeply unsettling behaviors.
Yeah, behaviors often linked to psychopathic traits, right? Like that profound lack of empathy, manipulation, a total disregard for safety.
Exactly. And understanding these traits might just be key to spotting those early signs.
Yeah.
So let's get into these stories. Okay, our first story. It takes us to a hospital, usually a place of healing, right? Safety. But for this 16-year-old girl, it became the scene of some really disturbing encounters. Picture this. You're really low. You've been hospitalized for 4 months. Your heart's so fragile you actually need a wheelchair. Your mom's always with you, and they often go out to this quiet beach access behind the hospital just for some air.
Okay.
So it starts kind of subtly. They're waiting for the elevator, and this man stops them. He says something like, "Your daughter has such beautiful black hair."
Okay, on the surface, maybe harmless, but...
Right. But it was the way he said it. She described it as having this Buffalo Bill-esque tone.
Wow. That's specific and chilling, like an obsession.
Exactly. It sent this immediate chill down her spine.
Yeah.
Then in the elevator, it escalates. She feels this like subtle tugging at her hair. She glances over, realizes he's actually playing with it. She's, pretty creeped out.
Understandably.
But she tries to rationalize it, like we often do. Maybe thinks he has some kind of mental disorder. She leans away, trying not to cause a big scene.
And that's so interesting, isn't it? That instinct to be polite, to minimize things. It's sometimes called the politeness trap, and it can be exactly what someone with bad intentions uses to their advantage.
That makes sense.
That moment where you think, am I overreacting? That's their opening to test boundaries.
Yeah, that's a really powerful point. And it seems like that hesitation kind of opened the door. After that, her mom, who is now aware, started physically blocking him whenever he showed up by the elevator. He was always commenting on the hair, always trying to touch it. But they just dismissed him as, like, harmless, a creepy nuisance.
Which is easy to do looking back, but dangerous.
Very. Then, about a month later, everything changes.
Yeah.
They're at the beach access. Mom steps away for just a few minutes. The girl's alone, looking at the lake. Suddenly, she feels her wheelchair being pushed.
Oh.
She expects her mom, turns around. And it's the same man. But now he has this predatory look on his face, and he's pushing her towards the bushes.
Towards the bushes. Oh, God.
She screams, but nobody's close enough to hear. And in that moment, just pure terror, this incredible instinct kicks in. Despite her severe heart condition, doctors worried even walking could kill her. She makes this desperate choice. She decides she'd rather die from heart failure than let this man harm her.
Wow.
She leaps out of the wheelchair and just sprints towards the restrooms, runs, looks back, sees the man standing by the wheelchair looking absolutely shocked. Yeah, like he completely believed she was paralyzed, that she couldn't run. Then he just bolts, runs away super fast. She said, like there's a rocket up his arse.
That really highlights something, doesn't it? How predators often target perceived vulnerability. Someone in a wheelchair seems like an easy target.
Right.
But her sudden action, that complete defiance, it just shattered his plan. The shock, seeing his assumption was wrong, it made him flee. Turned the tables instantly.
An incredible survival instinct. They told the hospital staff right away security was tightened up, but he was never seen again. It just shows how fast something seemingly, eccentric can turn deadly when there's an opportunity, and how vital it is to trust that first gut feeling.
Absolutely. Trust your gut.
Okay, our next story. This one takes us back to 2009, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game tournament in Cleveland, Ohio. Seems innocent enough.
Yeah, normal setting.
We have a 13-year-old boy, big fan of the game. It's his first time there without his older brother. He ends up playing as this older, heavyset guy, usually quiet, known as the Mermaid.
The Mermaid.
Yeah. Right from the start, something feels off. The Mermaid starts showering him with compliments, not just about his game, but weird stuff like his die set, things totally unrelated to the game.
Okay, a bit boundary pushing maybe?
Yeah. The boy loses the first game. Mermaid seems happy, but then the atmosphere gets thicker. Second game, the boy wins easily. Absolutely crushed him, is how he put it. And the Mermaid seems visibly pissed.
Fragile ego, maybe.
Maybe. Right before the third game, it gets really sinister. The Mermaid leans in, speaks very quietly. and he grabs the boy's hand in a very tight grip.
Whoa, okay. Physical intimidation.
Yeah, and he proposes this wager. If I win, I'll drive you home, and if you win, I'll buy you a booster pack.
Wow, that's blatant, but also kind of insidious the way it's presented.
It is. It's not just a bet, is it?
No, not at all. It's classic grooming behavior. The booster pack is the bait, right? But the I'll drive you home part, that's the real goal. Isolation.
Getting him alone.
Exactly, and holding his hands so tightly, that's coercion. It's a power play, even if it's not outright violence yet.
Yeah, definitely about control. Testing him, making him uncomfortable, but still trying to seem, I don't know, almost normal.
It's a psychological game to see how much pushback he gets.
Well, the boy was smart. He knew instantly getting in a stranger's car was a terrible idea. He only lived 3 blocks away anyway. But before he could even say anything, the store owner steps in. Yeah, he whispers a warning to the boy, tells the mermaid if he causes any more trouble, he'll kick him out for good.
Okay, so the owner was aware something wasn't right.
Seems so.
Yeah.
The boy wins the 3rd game, which means the mermaid is out of the tournament. He just leaves. Later, the boy asks the owner, why is he called the mermaid? The owner says his first name is Ariel, like, the Little Mermaid. It was just a joke that stuck.
Okay.
The boy didn't think much of it then. But this detail, kind of innocent, almost silly, it becomes incredibly chilling years later. May 2013, 3 young women escaped from a house in Cleveland. They'd been held captive for years.
Oh, God. I know this case.
Their captor's name, Ariel Castro.
Wow. Just wow.
The realization hits the kid, now older, obviously, just like a ton of bricks. That 13-year-old boy at a card game, he could have been Castro's next victim.
And that ability to just blend in, it's terrifying.
It really is.
It perfectly highlights how individuals like Castro operate. They can seem completely ordinary, part of the everyday scenery, a regular at a game shop. But those subtle signs were there, weren't they? The weird compliments, the inappropriate offer, trying to get him alone. Easy to dismiss until you have that horrifying hindsight.
Makes you question everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
Forces you to look past the surface.
Okay, story number 3. This one comes from multiple family members. It's a verified account. Also from Cleveland, Ohio, interestingly. It involves an aunt who worked for an agency. They helped convicted criminals get back on their feet after jail. Finding jobs, reintegrating.
Okay, important work, challenging work.
Absolutely. She was experienced, worked with people who'd done, terrible things.
Yeah.
But she kept it professional, non-judgmental, believed in rehabilitation. One client, though, had transportation issues, no bus access where he lived. So the aunt, partly out of kindness, partly professional dedication, she sometimes offered to pick him up and drop him off at his house.
Going above and beyond there.
Yeah. And over the months she did this, he was always polite. Nice enough, she said.
Yeah.
Quiet, a bit eccentric, but nothing that screamed danger.
Nothing overt.
Right. At one point, he did invite her in for a drink. She politely said no, citing professional boundaries.
Smart. Very smart.
Eventually, he moved on from the agency. She pretty much forgot about him. But that boundary question is interesting, isn't it? That line between empathy and safety, especially in her job.
It's critical, and this story is a stark example of why. Maintaining those professional boundaries, even when it feels maybe a bit cold, it's vital.
Yeah.
That simple act of saying no thank you to the drink, not crossing that threshold into his personal space,
Right.
It likely saved her life. She didn't know it then, of course.
Chilling. Because months, maybe a year or 2 later, his face is all over the news. Police respond to neighbor complaints, raid his house. Inside. It's described as a horror show.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
He had murdered something like 7 girls and women, their bodies hidden under his floorboards.
Oh, my God. Anthony Sowell.
That's the one, Anthony Sowell, the Cleveland Strangler.
And she was driving him.
He was driving him to and from that house. Forensics showed the victims were killed at different times. Some recently, some even before she started working with him.
So he was actively killing while she was interacting with him.
Yes, an active serial killer. The man she drove home, the one who invited her in. That thought,
Yeah.
if she had accepted that drink.
Unbelievable. What really strikes me here is that capacity for compartmentalization.
Right.
To present this functional, polite, quiet facade to the world, to her, while engaging in such horrific acts in secret, it just hammers home that evil doesn't always look evil. It can be quiet, eccentric, disturbingly ordinary.
Hidden right there.
Hidden in plain sight. That profound lack of empathy. It's a core feature.
All right, our final story. We're moving to upstate Florida for this one. Around 2013 to 2015. It's late, like 10:30 at night. Dark, secluded area. Our narrator is a night shift security guard at an RV resort. He gets a flat tire on his truck. On this long, narrow dirt road, on his way to work, he's out there trying to change it.
Okay, vulnerable situation already. Isolated, dark.
Exactly. Suddenly he sees dim headlights way down the road, a golf cart.
Yeah.
He figures it's probably a local, maybe offering help. So he stands up, calls out. But as the person gets closer, steps into the dim light from the cart, the scene turns just bizarre and terrifying.
How so?
It's a middle-aged man, completely naked, totally naked, described as having a massive stomach, hairy legs. And in his hands, he's holding what looks like a machete.
Oh my God. Naked with a machete.
And he says nothing. Just slowly starts walking towards the guy changing his tire.
That is pure nightmare fuel. The unpredictability is terrifying.
I'm ridding.
Yeah, there's no logic there, is there? The appearance, the weapon, the silence. It's an immediate, almost primal threat. No way to rationalize or de-escalate that. Just pure, irrational danger.
Well, pure adrenaline kicks in. The guy jumps back in his truck, slams the door, starts it up, speeds away, leaves the jack behind. The truck's all lopsided from the flat, accelerating awkwardly. But the golf cart is right behind him.
The golf cart is chasing the truck.
Yes, tailing him super close, even though the truck's picking up speed.
That's insane.
So, split-second decision, the guy slams on his brakes. Less than a second later, wham! Hears and feels the golf cart smash right into his rear end.
He brake-checked a naked guy with a machete on a golf cart.
Pretty much. He rolls down the window, yells, "Fuck you, creep," and just floors it, vanishes into the night.
Wow. Okay. Adrenaline move.
He makes it to work, shaken up, but okay. Rim's pretty damaged, though. Cops come, search the area, find nothing. No sign of the naked man, no golf cart. But they do find his car jack.
Vanished.
Yeah. His truck just had minor dents. He figures the golf cart must have been, like, 10 times worse. His conclusion: the weirdo must have been on a serious meth high. Said the area had a reputation for that.
You know, zooming out, this story really underscores that sometimes danger is just completely irrational, unexpected.
Totally bizarre.
Yeah, especially where things like heavy substance use might be a factor. We can talk about spotting red flags, but sometimes the threat is just a complete wild card like this. Being mentally prepared for the truly weird, for things that make no sense, that can actually be crucial.
Prepare for anything, I guess. Wow, what a collection of just unsettling stories we've gone through today.
Really unsettling.
And from a hospital corridor, a Yu-Gi-Oh game, a ride home from work, to a dark road. These accounts just remind you how thin that line can be between everyday life and just profound danger. These are ordinary people caught in these extraordinary, terrifying moments. Their escapes really show how precarious safety can feel sometimes.
And that's the chilling part, isn't it? It's often not the obvious monster. It's the quiet person, the eccentric one, the one right next to you.
So how do we deal with that? How do we avoid just being paranoid all the time? Find that balance between being careful and just living.
Yeah, that is the challenge. Absolutely. And it brings us back to those subtle signs, those red flags we talked about. These stories aren't just scary tales. They're really lessons, aren't they? Lessons in situational awareness, in understanding those traits like lack of empathy, manipulation, and maybe most importantly, trusting our own instincts, that gut feeling.
Right.
We don't need to live in fear, but we do need to cultivate an awareness, to know that some threats are close, hidden, maybe just waiting for an opportunity. That feeling that something is off, that's valuable information, don't dismiss it.
So as you go about your day, maybe pay a little more attention to those quiet observations, those feelings you get. Sometimes the most important knowledge really does come from noticing the shadows, noticing those tiny signals our gut is trying to send. We really hope this deep dive into these accounts has given you maybe a clearer sense of those nuanced signs of danger and maybe reinforce the power of trusting yourself. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration today. If these stories have intrigued you or terrified you and you want more true crime and horror, definitely check out the channel Horror Docs. Please like, share, and subscribe to their channel for more gripping tales like these. We really appreciate you listening, and remember to stay safe out there.